Did your father have any idea before he came to the United States just how segregated it was?
No, I don't believe he did. In fact, he even broke with the Catholic Church when to attend services, he would be required to sit in the back pews. So he left the Catholic Church. He, I think, was totally unaware of some of the limitations of America in, let's say, the late 1920s, which is when he came over. And he never accepted those limitations as limiting in the sense of his desires, his endeavors. When he discovered, as an example, that there were ceilings limiting his rise, let's say, in corporate America, then he began to create his own business, became very successful at it, moved from the electronics issues to real estate issues, and he had to be his own man, and so he found a way to do that.
And your mother, as I understand it, was also very much her own woman, and she was going to university, and despite her family and your father's wishes, decided that she was going to marry him before she finished her degree?
That is correct. You've done some great research. Mom was from Syracuse, Kansas, a very, very small town in the upper northwest corner of the state. They were one of about 3 black families living in that town. As a result, she also was unprepared for some of the restrictions in mainstream America at that point. In fact, she showed up at Kansas University in her freshman year with a horse-drawn carriage and the bows and the frills that go with it. So she was also somewhat unprepared. And I think that she had more of a violent reaction to the restrictions than Dad. Dad sort of took it in stride and kept on going. Mom was more of a fighter in terms of meeting things head on. She just refused to accept such things even as our going as kids to the movies. Of course, there was a black movie, and this is typical of any middle-sized town in those years. We did not have bus segregation. We did have school segregation, and we did not have the strictures such as separate drinking fountains and so forth in Topeka. But there were, of course, many, many other restrictions.
That's one of the things that we try to explore in terms of helping young people to understand what it was like during those days. And it's very difficult.
I smile, and I say good luck. I have a grandkid, and in explaining some of these strictures to him to show progress, he looks at me as if I'm crazy. Crazy in that you'd allow people to do that to you. So I do see that as a sign of progress. Progress in his generation will be light years from where we are, and I don't think we're obviously not at the end of the journey as yet. When you talk to these kids today to try to explain, they just do not comprehend. They have no idea. And of course, those kinds of restrictions will never be put into place again. So from my generation, I do see progress. I have a picture showing a recent ceremony with the Commandant of the Marine Corps. I was the first black general in the Marine Corps. In this picture taken, 2 or 3 weeks ago, there are 8 black general officers in the photograph. So, progress, obviously.
Enough?
Never. Never. No.